Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will tell you how I made my wife and her lover regret their decision to cheat on me. I am 62 years old and my wife is 55. We have been married for over 30 years. We have 2 adult sons who live separately. Our eldest, Jenya, graduated from university and now works in sales. The youngest, Pasha, studied at a technical college and got a job at a car service center. We are proud of our boys, brought them up as gentlemen and taught them everything we knew. And even despite the fact that they had enough money for their own housing, they still live with us because we have a big house with a garden and they help us around the house. In general, we have a very friendly family. And then one day my life was turned upside down. One evening when my wife went to the store, she didn't come back that night. At first I thought she was just shopping, or maybe her and her girlfriends decided to have fun. But in the morning after she didn't show up, I started to get nervous. I tried calling her, but her phone was off. I called her friends, but they told me they hadn't seen my wife for a long time. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that my wife would leave without saying a word. I tried calling her for a few more days, but it was always the same thing. The phone was off and no one knew where she was. On the 4th day, she finally called me and said she was coming home. I opened the door, and there she was, with bags under her eyes and a very guilty look. She apologized for not answering the phone, said she was out of town with her girlfriends. I let her in, and we sat down at the kitchen table. I asked her why she didn't answer the phone and was so secretive. She burst into tears and confessed that she met a man. She said she loved him and wanted to be with him, and so she left. Then she packed her things and left, and I was left all alone in that house. It was hard to believe that my wife, who I had known for more than 30 years, could do this to me. I felt betrayed and stupid. Why did she choose that guy? He was younger than our son Pashka. What did she see in him? I kept asking myself these questions, but there were no answers. When my wife left, she took all the documents with her, including the title to the house. So now the house we built together, where we brought up our children, is no longer mine. My sons tried to persuade me to give it a rest and let it all go, but I couldn't. I couldn't understand why my wife suddenly decided to leave me after all those years. Then, one day, when I was walking past our house, I saw my wife. She came to take something out of the garage. It was winter, and she was wearing a coat and a hat. She looked pretty, but I wasn't going to give up. When she came out of the garage, I approached her and introduced myself. I asked her why she left. She said she was sorry, but she couldn't come back. I grabbed her by the shoulders and screamed, "Why did you do this to me? Why did you leave?" She pushed me away and ran inside. That's when I decided that if I couldn't be with my wife, no one else could. I called a realtor and sold the house. Then I took the money and went to my wife's new lover. He lived in the apartment building where my wife and I used to live. I found out which apartment she was living in and bought the one right above his. Then I called the management company and ordered repairs in his apartment. The walls were all removed, and the apartment was made passable. After that, I installed cameras around the perimeter of the apartment and set up a trap. I put a beautiful young woman in the center of it. I know it sounds crazy, but I couldn't get my wife out of my head. And since she chose to leave me, I wanted her to at least suffer. A few days later, she came to check on the repairs, and I invited her in. She agreed, and when she entered the apartment, the trap was triggered and the door slammed shut. Then the recording started. The girl screamed, then ran to the door and started knocking, but it wouldn't open. Then she started screaming for help. And at that moment, I turned on the recording of my voice and said that she wouldn't get out of there alive. She screamed for about 15 minutes and then fell to her knees. When I was sure that she was scared enough, I stopped the recording and unlocked the door. She ran out of the apartment as fast as she could and never came back again. As for her lover, he was stunned when he heard the recording. He even fainted for a while. After that, he started begging me for forgiveness and promising to do anything I wanted. But I still don't know what to do with him. What do you think I should do? Should I forgive my wife, or is she and her lover both dead to me? Write in the comments, and see you in the next video. Bye.